Oklahoma, a state of mind.
Hey, Buzzheads, Curtis Tucker here with a new podcast, old podcast that's a new podcast. This is now the Okie Buzz podcast, if you guys didn't notice by the logo and the name change and all that. Basically, it's the old Enid Buzz podcast that I am changing up a little bit, refreshing, and I'm going to continue to try to do it on a regular basis. And I figured that I cover Enid so well with the Facebook page and the newsletter and the website and the reels. And now I've got News Source Enid where I'm covering even more of Enid. And so basically the podcast wasn't anything more than a repeat of all that stuff. And so I thought, somebody asked me today, what concerts are going on in Oklahoma if I wanted to go on a date? And I was like, well, I don't really keep track of that because I concentrate on Enid. Well, of course, we have not had a whole lot of concerts here in Enid. And so I thought, well, let's change the Enid Buzz podcast to the Okie Buzz podcast. And that way I can talk about all the cool things going on around the state of Oklahoma. And it's not only, so there will be lots of Enid activities, but it's also, so I'm transmitting out of Enid. I'm an Enid native, Enid, citizen, but I'm also telling Enid people other things that they can do, road trips. So everybody likes to make a trip over to Tulsa and Oklahoma City, and sometimes we have to if there's certain things we want to shop for, or if you want to see a movie, you can't see a movie in Enid, Oklahoma. So maybe I'll have stuff on Okie Buzz about what movie theaters have, what movies going on, or what special things they have going on, just because there are things that you can't do in Enid anymore. And so to help out the people in Enid, Okie Buzz will help them know what to do, but then it also helps people all over the state know what's going on in Enid. And then it also helps people that listen to it from outside of Oklahoma coming to Oklahoma to visit and to, see what we have going on. So the description on the Facebook page says it's a podcast helping you discover fascinating Oklahomans. I may have guests on. I'll talk about famous Oklahomans, interesting events, Okie adventures, unbelievable stories, and unique locations in Oklahoma. Music, food, art, entertainment, sports, and more. So that's kind of the stuff I'm going to cover. I'm not a news type thing like, Enid Buzz is quasi-news, quasi-entertainment, quasi-lifestyle. Okie Buzz is going to be strictly entertainment, lifestyle, music, art, food, shopping. I'm not going to cover news, politics, news, maybe every now and then a weather event. I may warn everybody about some major weather thing, but don't rely on Okie Buzz for your weather updates. So that is kind of the description. I will have a whole bunch of new Okie Buzz t-shirts coming out, and stickers and hats and sweatshirts, and it's going to be really cool because the logo is really fun, but then you can wear Okie Buzz, and then when you guys travel outside of the state, you can be, in some other state, and somebody will say, hey, are you from Oklahoma? And you can say, yeah, and that way you'll let everybody know where you're from. So I kind of really started this today. I mean, I literally came up with the logo, changed all the names on the Facebook. I've already had I've already been doing Okie Buzz for quite a while. I just haven't done it on a reliable, consistent basis, but it's been out there. So basically I just updated the logo. I have okiebuzz.com, and I've had it for a while. I have not built the website yet, but I will build the website. It will be mostly kind of a calendar type website where you can go there and it'll just be what's going on. But there'll be a blog on there where I can talk about hotels we've stayed at, or you should stay at, or places we ate, new restaurants around the state, things like that. And so, but I really got the Facebook page going again today. And so what I'm going to do is just kind of read off the things that I've posted on the Facebook page today. And then that's what I'll do every week is I'll go through all the things that I might have posted on the website or the Facebook page throughout the week and try to keep you guys updated on what's going on, what things there are to do coming up or on the weekend, or things that you may just not have known about. And so like today, one of the funnest places that we've enjoyed is OKC, and that's AOK, OKC, and it's basically catty corner from Penn Square Mall. If you haven't noticed or haven't been there or haven't ever been in that area, now there's a big hotel there called the Lively, and then next to the Lively is this center hangout area, and it's surrounded by restaurants and shops, and there's a Williams Sonoma over there, and I think a Pottery Barn over there, and then the hotel has a really cool bar. But it's called OKC, and they're adding more shops and everything in there. It's a really fun, cool little area. It's got living. Oh, there's apartments. There's a huge apartment complex there. So if you're looking for a fun place to live, you can live there. But they've got living, dining, shopping, art, and community events, and that's what they use that space in the middle. They have movies and different things. It's a really cool space down there. You'll see it when you guys go. But then the Lively Hotel, which we've stayed at several times already, it's a nice, fun hotel. Oh, they've got a really swanky restaurant, like across the entryway of the hotel. And it's not going to come to me, but it's like a swanky steak joint. Oh, and then the restaurants are just really, I can't think of what the restaurant connected to the hotel is. Tommy Bahama's. It's got a Tommy Bahama's shop and restaurant. You guys need to go check that out. But the bar has great cocktails. It's the Cloud Puncher rooftop bar. Got a great view of the space down below. So go, and that is 5101 North Penn, but basically it's the intersection of Penn and Northwest Expressway. You guys can't miss it if you're at Crossroads Mall. Just look that direction and you'll see it. And then Eskimo Joe's just posted. So Eskimo Joe's over in Stillwater Restaurant and Bar, they are having a big St. Patrick's Day on the 17th. They are going to be having Joe's Green beer, I believe, all day long. They're going to have breakfast cheese fries, biscuits and gravy, green eggs and ham, and green pancakes. That's all for breakfast. Breakfast cheese fries, everybody. Get over there. And then green beer all day long, plus Guinness and more features from 8 to 10. Breakfast is from 8 to 10 on St. Patrick's Day. So get over there if you're, Stillwater's kind of easy to get to from most places. So get over there. Also did a post about they're trying to break the cruising record for the celebration of Route 66. And that's going to be happening May 28th through the 29th. I think they're trying to get 3,000 cars to sign up to cruise. I think they're only going to cruise a mile. And I know that as of the beginning of February, they already had 1,000. And I can't remember what year the car has to be older than, but just look it up. It's Tulsa's Capital Cruise, Route 66. And it is happening in May. I think I'm going to try to zip over there on one of the days. And they've got, let's see, cruising on the 30th. I guess they have an expo and tailgate parade pre-party on those days. And then I guess the actual cruise might be on the 30th. They're going to have stuff going on at the Capitol Cruise Expo and tailgate at the Expo Square, celebrating 60 years of the Golden Driller. Check out the classic cars that are going to be there for the cruise. You're going to have live music, food trucks, and all kinds of stuff going there. So that's going to be kind of a big deal. Guys, check that out. Tonight, we've got the Oklahoma City Thunder playing the Boston Celtics at 8. It's a late game, or at actually 8:30 down in Oklahoma City. So it has already started. It is not over yet. So they're playing right now, but I'll keep you guys updated on Thunder information on Okie Buzz, and I'll keep you updated on OU football, OSU football, all the other sports. It's going to be kind of a dual sports thing. So it'll be a cool place you can go to and not have to worry about me only talking about one or the other. I'll be talking about everything. So check that out. Sheryl Crow coming to Oklahoma September 25th. I know that's a ways off, but she's going to be performing at the Lucas Oil Live at WinStar World Casino and Resort in Thackerville. It's a ways down there, and I have not been to that WinStar, but it's going to be at 8 p.m. Like I say, on September 25th. You can go to the winstar.com/event page and click on Sheryl Crow, and you can get tickets there. I like Sheryl Crow. That would be a fun concert. Might have to check into that. Then we've got a Simple Plan during a tour, and 30, I'm not sure how you say that, 30, let me see, 30HI3, exclamation point 3, 30 high 03. I don't know how to say that, but Bowling for Soup and 30H exclamation point 3 are going to be also with them, and that is going to be at the Zoo Amphitheater. If you guys have not been to the new and improved Zoo Amphitheater, get you tickets to that. They are on their Bigger Than You Think tour, the sequel. They're returning to the road this summer. And did I give a date? That is going to be on August 8th at the Zoo Amphitheater. All three of those bands. So that'll be fun. Guys, get tickets to that. And then there was a thing that I think the governor had posted, and somebody did a, I don't know, survey, or they looked at stats, and it said where Americans moved. And so you've heard all this stuff about people leaving California and leaving New York. Well, have you wondered where they're going? Well, I believe Oklahoma made at least the top 10, if not higher, of places where people are going. So like California has a -25. Let's see, net migration, loss gain per 10,000 inhabitants. So they've got a -250, or is that 25? 250,000. So it's 25 times 10,000. That's how many they have leaving. Oklahoma has plus 26.4 moving in. And actually, man, Idaho, a plus 63. Holy moly. Let's see where else. We've got New York with a -28. Maine's got a plus 35. Florida doesn't have as big as you would think. It's only a plus 5. Texas is a plus 23. Alabama plus 36. South Carolina plus 79. A lot of you folks are moving. I know some people from here in Enid, I believe, moved over. I know several people from Enid that have moved to South Carolina. So anyway, that's kind of a cool deal that people are coming to Oklahoma. And I mean, if you compare Oklahoma today versus, let's say, 1980, think of the difference. There was no brick town, there was no canal, there was no professional basketball. There was no huge skyrise downtown. There was no, it was just not a whole lot going on, even in the 80s until they built Bricktown and got the canal and then started adding restaurants and more shopping downtown. Then they got, they just kept adding and then other things around all over the state, Seems like we've gotten more balloon festivals and rock concerts and we've gotten the casinos. The casinos have really brought a lot of entertainment to Oklahoma because we've got so many casinos. And one of the big things for the casinos are concerts, comedians, things like that. And the thing is, it doesn't cost a whole lot to go see them, and they're smaller venues because the casinos make so much of their money on the gambling after the concert. So you get to see a lot of that. So if you, want to, what you ought to do is follow Okie Buzz, and I'll try to keep you guys updated. There might be a weekend where maybe there's 2 or 3 concerts within like a 2-hour area that you could come and stay in the middle in Oklahoma and like go, one day do a concert in Tulsa and the next day do a concert in Oklahoma City and then go see a museum, in some other town or something. So we could fill you up with all kinds of fun stuff to do in Oklahoma. So I'm going to be talking about a lot of touristy stuff, a lot of non-touristy stuff. So like when you go to a small town, what are the local restaurants that the locals eat at that the tourists